I don't think a lot of venture capitalists in Silicon Valley had ever, had two veterans sitting across the table from them. And so they kept on saying, well, you guys are non-technical, right? And I'd say, well, I'm a civil and mechanical engineer and he's a nuclear engineer. So between the two of us, we could build you a small modular nuclear reactor. But if you're asking if I can code, then no.
The irony of it is that what do you want to do with your rest of your life essay, his basically said, I want to work for Bechtel. Mine basically said, I want to do renewable energy projects in Latin America. We were both living our dream and both said, you know what, maybe this isn't right.
We met within the first couple weeks of school through the Veterans Club. My girlfriend at the time was an Olympic marathon runner, and she had this Fitbit. I'm sitting there at the copper mine with a clipboard and a stopwatch every day trying to figure out what percentage of time is each worker spending on different work activities every 5 minutes to do a statistical work sampling. The same way literally Frederick Taylor did it 100 years ago.
I still remember it was December 2013.
I was really dedicated to doing a lot of soul searching.
Doing a whiskey tasting over in Alameda.
I had taken all the entrepreneurship classes, but I was like, oh, I don't have a good idea, so I can't be an entrepreneur.
Kind of had that moment like, we've been talking about this long enough, so we're gonna do it.
I know that I will regret not doing something.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Probably till the end of my days.
Are you sure? Yeah, we're gonna freaking do it.
I'd rather try and fail than live with the regret of not having tried.
The first tools we built were, hey, this really tough job has this part they don't love about it. If we can improve that, then we can get better quality information faster.
The original idea was to use watches, wearable watches, to
if all the information you have access to starts out on a piece of paper,
passively detect work completion by monitoring movement of a dominant arm,
has physical handoffs, is typed into something, then aggregated, and then ends up in front of you, let's call it 2 to 4 weeks later.
Plus a GPS breadcrumb, cross-referenced with a schedule of work activities and a 3D model of construction.
Your ability to make good decisions is greatly impacted. If we can improve that, then we can get better quality information faster.
I got back to Stanford's campus in January and really hit the ground running and incorporated the company in March. Went out to fundraise our seed round. Drew's wife happened to be
pregnant with number one. We raised a first little seed round 9 months later, and that wasn't a coincidence. And I think we did it 2 weeks under the belt.
We probably pitched 50 to 60 different venture capitalists, and majority of the time was spent trying to educate them on just the construction industry. In early November, we got into StartX, which is a Accelerator, kind of like Bunker Labs, and we were trying to solve this problem of labor productivity. The two components of labor productivity are what did you do, and then how long did it take you to do that? And so we really looked at, do we need the wearable to solve this problem? And it was a complete shift in our thinking, which was, instead of trying to passively detect the work that was done, what if we just build an interface that's simple enough for the foreman to tell us what he or she did? Peter Thiel in 0 to 1 talks about what contrarian belief do you hold that few others hold. For us, it was that, hey, construction workers are honest, hardworking people that want to do better work and that are truthful, and they just need to be given a platform that actually delivers value to them, and they'll embrace it, and it'll be really empowered to help make process improvements in the field. And so fast forward a couple years later, now they're all wanting into the financing rounds and wanting to know when we're raising the next one. And so I learned more about entrepreneurship after I was already an entrepreneur. I'd say it is as hard as everyone says it is, and you can have the company's highest high on Friday and walk into a big punch in the face on Monday morning, and that's the military. I think is an unbelievable training ground for entrepreneurs.
If I had to assign a percent value to what helped us be successful to date, was it Stanford MBA or your time in the military? It's clearly the time in the military. There are other people on the team that are better at individual nuts and bolts of this business than I am right now. And the idea that you can build a team, lead a team, motivate a team, that's company building at its core.
You just have a mentality of what does it take to get the job done. Never in the last 5 years have I been like, oh, okay, this is too big of a problem to overcome. I'm ready to throw in the towel. It's just like, all right, what do we need to get this problem solved, and then work on solving the problem.